Hi, I just forgot and I thought I'd put it at the beginning of the video so you hear it, but instead of watching us trading after the event, you can actually come and join us for 2 days next week. This is next week being the 4th and 5th of November. The aftermath of the US general election with Charlie and myself over the 2 days. So you can join us at any time. I'll put a link on the bottom of this video, so if you want to come and join us, do so. As I said, it will be next week. It's UK time, so GMT. We start around about 7:30, quarter to 8, 7:30 normally, in our trading room. So do feel free to fill the form in below, or click on the link below, fill the form in, and we will send you details the day beforehand. You can come in at any time during those 2 days. It will be on a webinar based software, so do what you like to join us when you like and when you can. That's it for me for now, and then you're going to next hear me start today's video. Good morning, welcome to Friday's live trading. At this stage it's at 8:15 as I just put this recording on, and I was just looking to see if we get a continuation of the moves that we've seen of late. There is a bit of a bounce occurring this morning. I'm just looking to see if it runs into this 30-minute 50 or it breaks the trend line. So it's a sort of an either or. If it runs into that 30-50, I'll just wait for a bit of a reversal bar off it. I really want to trade with a continuation if there is one. Now, as I said, it may be a patience game this morning, so I'm just popping this on pause for a moment, and I shall be patient. So just preparing for a short position on the euro. I just floating out a ticket here, so I just pop this ticket ready, and it'll eventually take its perfect place there. So just watching. Going to need a 20 pip stop above this daily pivot here, but fingers poised. Time is at 8:18. Just looking at the time as well here. Has danced around here a little bit, so just don't mind it. Don't need to be first in. Obviously don't want to be last, so just waiting patiently. Okay, preparing. Okay, selling here, selling the euro dollar. So short on the euro dollar, that's done. Stopwise, as I said, need stop up beyond here. Needs to be around about 20 pips. Let's just have a quick check there. So we're sitting at 75, 85, 95. That would be fine. So 20 pips stop on there. Just make sure the stop's in place. Target then, I'm looking on the target side of this market I was looking at the daily S1 as a potential, but it's in reach. We'll look at that, but I'm looking at least a 2-to-1 on this, at least 40 pips out of it. Looking at yesterday's lows there, they're bit close, but we'll see how we go. But my preference is really this 2-to-1, looking to trade this down. If anything, I might get I'm stops above here at the moment, but if we start breaking down, if anything, I might just edge the stop down a little bit. But for now, that's it. I'm just leaving this to see if it works its wonder. Okay, so we've been in this trade for quite a while now, 11:45 as I switch this mic back on. Really is doing very little at the moment. The euro, we've seen quite a few of the other markets moving a bit. The pound has taken the lead this morning. It's pushed on through, broken actually a near-term, well, I know it's near-term trends. There's a slightly different adjustment through there, and it's probably just running into it at this stage, but the cursor won't stay still, so I can't put that on there. Anyway, it's just running into that sort of trend line as I speak. Has put a higher low, and it did that. I kept away from it earlier because of well, it's the unknown with the pound at the moment, the Brexit call going on. So I've steered clear of it today, or this week mostly. But as I say, has pushed up at the moment. Aussie dollar, I was watching It's was also doing half decently. It too now has sort of rolled into its 60-50. The US dollar today has just died off a little bit as it stood. It's softened here a little bit, lost its momentum it was pushing through. Looked a lot better earlier on for maybe a continuation, and well, as I say, it's softened off a little bit. Now this could be toward because of month-end flows running through these markets, a bit of uncertainty always on month-end, and markets can be switched around as traders try and close off positions, etc., to get their end-of-month figures looking tidy, but we'll see. At the moment though, as I said, Euro really not doing too much, which I'd rather it not do too much where it is as opposed to pushing up a little bit against us, so it's sitting there, it's weakish. The yen softened up a little bit here, giving back some, again bouncing from its 104.15 area. Just a reminder on why I'm in this euro trade in the first place. All really stems from sort of the bigger picture here. It has been selling off, like as many of the currencies have. Just lower highs, lower lows coming through this 4-hourly in this morning. It air kissed the daily pivot up here. I was just looking for an excuse to get short, and it was struggling to push beyond this sort of 1684 area earlier on. So on the break of the levels with the lower highs and everything else, it looked like a reasonable opportunity. It hasn't really done too much since. It started off well, but as I say, chopping around, but plenty of time yet. I would just leave that to be. As just a reminder, the stops are above the highs here. Let's just take you out of time frame there. So the stops are above the highs. Is really where I'm coming from in terms of time frames of trading this. Stops up here. Trend line coming down quite nicely for me in terms of time. The longer it takes, the more chances if it does come up, it will run into that trend line. But as I say, it is very slow. But the euro, there's lots hanging over it. I quite like it from a fundamental perspective as well as the technicals. So we'll just see how that rolls out. Okay, so just been stopped out of the euro dollar trade here. Eventually, after goodness knows how many hours, it's caught the bid side of things here and off its shot. Now above these levels, we'd seen a build up, a buy orders sitting above there. Well, that's what it's just caught those and gone with it. I might look at another short position on this. It's not going to be too far off of getting overbought, but at this stage the dollar today has just remained pretty weak. I'll bring the dollar index in. It's just really softened off here. Let's just see how it's run. Okay, so there's a delayed chart here, but it really has this morning slowed up and as I say, fallen over there. So at this stage, dollar index just a bit soft. Maybe we're going to see a bigger correction on this dollar index before, as we've got month-end flows, and they may just come through there and push this dollar index back or dollar down further. See the likes of the euro and the pound maybe even doing better. So going to have a good bit of analysis now, and then see if there's anything else to be traded. So just looking at the order book of this euro dollar trade this morning, to be fair, there were some buy orders up here, and the market's finally, after starting off half decently, it's pushed up into that area. Just looking at the New Zealand dollar actually, and a similar case here. It's sat there. It had quite a stack of buy orders sitting across the top of prices levels there. Eventually, just run that up. That now looks like it's tipping over a little bit. The euro may have run its course. Let's just go back to euro for a moment here. It's still got some, but not to the extent it had. So we'll look to see if that resets itself. It has got overbought now. My shorter time, I say 30-minute indicator there. So on the euro, so I'll have a look at that and see if it sets. It's not too far off of it now. So just watching what's happening here. As I said, it started off pretty well earlier on, started moving straight off, but was slow. Now if this also goes a bit slow, I should just stand aside, but just hold for now. Okay, so just waiting for a trigger here. It's got overbought. There's a couple of other things on my indicators give me an overbought signal. Just looking like it's going to trigger. Just waiting to see if it just breaks this point here give me a lower high in this short time frame. Just dancing around a little bit at the moment. It looks like it's taken out the massive buy orders above, so that's fine. I've checked the other factors that we need to on this particular trade setup, so it's whether or not it just triggers now. What time is it? It's 13:16 as I'm looking at this, just waiting for the trigger. It's near enough there. Okay, selling here, so sold there. Get rid of that ticket. So the loss on the last one, $60 there at the moment. We'll just see how this does. So short on that euro dollar, and we'll let that one see if it rolls. Stop above the highs. I've put a 12 pip stop on this at this stage. So it stops at 1707. So just above there. So it is a much tighter trade. It is a trade that works on a move back to the mean, moving back into this mass here. It's not looking for a major home run, but we'll see how it moves now. Okay, so this has just come back to its target level here. I'm going to actually take two off of here, so I'm going to close only half this position. So taking half position off at this level. He's just put the wrong keyboard. There we go. Confirm, taking 2 off. So I've just halved the position here, and I'm going to on this position, because of what I'm doing here, I'm just going to bring that stop down. Sorry, so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just bringing that down to 0. Confirm that. So just move the stop down to an entry at this point. Now this strategy, generally I would come out all out of the position, but I'm just looking to see if we can get a bit more downside on this afternoon. On the moves that sort of already started. So I've now, as I say, taken half the trade and leaving half of it to run and see if we can break through these lows. Let me just move this out of the way and show you what I'm looking at here. So looking to see if we can break back down here. Originally this morning I was looking down towards its S1. It hasn't moved too far at the moment. Let's see if it's got some more legs in it. So I will track it down a little bit here. As I say, I've been quite aggressive with the stop. Okay, just come back to the desk here, looking at what's going on here. So we've moved taken half the trade off at the normal full target. So it's a case of trying to run this trade a little bit further. I've moved the stop to break even on having taken that away. And looking at next targets now, this isn't really running exactly the same as what I was expecting earlier on. What I was looking from this point. Just move this down a little bit. There we go. I was aiming to see if we got a bit of a runner, which has started going okay, but just died on us. But was looking for a runner back down towards the S1 area. Now the day's getting quite long. It's 2:30 as I'm recording this at the moment, and well, it's just finding a bit of support on that falling 30, but looking in terms of targets on this particular trade, we're looking at about that 1665-ish area, 1667, somewhere into those lows, maybe for a quarter, and see if we can run the final quarter down to yesterday's lows. It may be a big ask to do anything more at the moment. It's bouncing around like a good one for the euro, well, actually all of them at the moment, so we'll see. Anyway, that's the plan. We'll leave it as that, like that for now. Let's resume that. So we're heading towards 4 o'clock. Just going to take another one of these positions off, another contract off here, he says. And well, it's a bit late at taking that off, but I've just been filled on that to about 67. One rolling now. It's got pretty close to these prior lows here, which was the first or second target here. I'm now going to see if I can roll. Let's get a bit more rollover. We'll see as it moves towards 4 o'clock, but obviously now we've just wait for it to fill up there. So there's the two exits in. So two off at for $31, one off for 24. So we're thereabouts. We can't lose anything on this trade anyway, but I'm not going to do anything more with it. I'm not going to be moving stops down. Just see if this if there is a move towards the 4 o'clock fix, it could have more legs in it, but sticking to the plan from before. Okay, so just putting the final target. I'm just actually putting this in as a physical target. I hadn't put a profit target in the bottom here. Just putting the final, just popping that in there. So we'll have a final target there at 16.55ish. So there we go. Stops at still at break even. Not going to fiddle around with anything more. Why 16.65? Well, it's pretty 16.55. It's around about yesterday's lows, and just really targeting that. That would do fine. As I say, this could be moving towards a 4 o'clock fix. We may see these lows taken out, but we might not, we also might not. So taking part off here made a logical, made sense. We just tracked the, as I say, last part down there to 16.55. There we go. So third target. Okay, hopefully I've got the recording on this time. Okay, just to finish off the day then. So let me just bring it in the where we've ended up then. So all three targets have been hit there on this second position. First position this morning, all out on one position. As I said, I position sized this wrong. Should have been 5 contracts in here, so I've actually gone in with a 0.8 on my own personal account here. But if we just look at it in simple terms, as everyone else would have gone into it on risking one. So in simple terms, what do we do then? We risk 12 pips, which was R. So R equals 12. What did we get out of it? Well, it's a bit of a funny old market. The actual real target was always from the strategy is a retracement back to the 30-minute 21, 30-minute 50 sort of area. So that's where we should really come all out. But I was looking for more. Believe this market may roll over, which it has done, but it's a bit of a belief from the moving average is still facing south, and the trend's pretty much down there. But aside of that, that was it. So took half out at 16 points. That gave us a net 8. We took a quarter out at 25 points, which gives us a net 6 on that, and then a quarter out at 40 pips. It gives us 10. So 16, 24 pips. We got a 2 to 1 risk reward. So we got our two out of there. Could have, yeah. I'm sure there'll be people shouting, well, you could have got a lot more than that. Yeah, but did we know it was going to stop here and not? Or did we know it's going to go through here? Did we know it was going to go through the next point? No. I'm just literally looking on a Friday evening. We've got a fix coming at the end of the month. Could have gone either way. We could have seen price push up there. So I'm not bothered about goods. I took what was on order there, and that's good enough for me. So a 2 to 1 there. We lost 1 this morning, so we ended up with 1R, one reward to it for the day. So I'd take that every day, if 1% each a day. As I said, I've missized this a little bit here. Went in slightly. Should have gone in with 5 contracts, not 4, relative to the stop. I was using to risk 1%, so this didn't quite work out properly here. So it's near enough there. It's not far off, but didn't give me $60 plus $60. Should have had $20 roughly here on 2%, but it's only given me what's that, 40, 60, 90, 95. So just that one extra contract would have made the difference there. So there we are. Anyway, it's just rushing to get it all in and recorded. So. And it was a quick move. I wish you a great weekend. I will catch you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye for now.